Hello everyone, today we have new video review, and as you can see, this time we are going to check fresh release from Miniart. It is made in 1/35 scale, even though it copies aircraft, and some of you might know this aircraft because we reviewed previous editions as well, and now we have a new version. As you can see, it's a kit number at 4009. Here we have 6 new marking options. And there should be some interesting features in case you missed previous reviews, so I recommend to check it because that's a decent kit and you'll see it in this video. Here we have a commercial sample, so it means you will get exactly the same stuff as what you'll see in this video. And we are going to open it and check what is hidden inside, of course. So first of all, box size is typical for this brand. Here you can see comparison with my hand. We have really nice box art here. And then on the side you can see that here manufacturer printed its own address and also some safety devices and also some barcodes, age information, etc, etc. Here we go on with marking options. So as I said, there are 6 of them. Here you can see them all. And these are quite colorful markings. As you can see, these are captured aircraft. So it might be an interesting deviation from all these German aircraft which were offered before. Let's open it. It's a top opening box, and here you can see what we have inside. So all frames are packed into the same plastic bag, and it's a sealed plastic bag as far as you can see. Yeah. And here on the bottom we have assembly manual, but we will check it a bit later. We are going to start with plastic, of course, and then gradually we'll move on to other components as well. So now just give me a second, I need scissors in order to cut through this sealed plastic bag, and we will take a look at plastic sprues in a second. In the meantime, let me remind you that if you want to support us, we have special support button on our website. We also have special links in the video description below, so in case you shopping in Amazon or doing some, let's say, purchases in Amazon, there are some links which can help us get some commission from this, but you won't be spending anything extra. It's just affiliate link, so-called. Okay, so I'm removing all this stuff. Here, this version should be interesting because as far as I can see, it will have transparent nose section. Okay, so, first we are going to start with decals. Here you can see this decals sheet. As usual, it comes from Decograph. Here we have also some decals for instrument panel. Why I'm a bit confused, because I'm seeing swastika, but I'm trying to find another part, and here it is. So it's not here as well and here as well. So it's just separated and scattered around the decal sheet, but it is included, so it's really cool. I mean, German aircraft without this symbol would look weird, and it's not the, I would say, something you can omit from historical model, let's say. Okay, next we go on with small envelope. This one is usually used for P parts in Miniart. This time it's really tiny. I didn't catch it. So here you can see it. It's a tiny P thread with seatbelt parts. And this one should come handy for cockpit detailing, so don't be lazy, install them, because they will improve the final appearance of your cockpit. And of course, it's really cool that they come as a standard bonus. You don't have to spend anything extra. And I mean, that's a really cool thing to have out of the box. Okay, now I'm trying to understand why we have 2 parts of this type inside. Maybe because we need these 2 doors, and this nose sections actually will be used only one. So one will go into your spare parts, and if you flip it over, here inside you can see guiding elements which will help you to install it a bit faster and easier. So it's definitely a plus for this. Next we go on with 3 identical plastic frames. Here you can see them, there are 3 of them. So I will show you only one. Here we have wing parts, and external detailing looks really nice. We have recessed panel lines and riveting. And from what I can see inside, we do not have any guiding elements. I will flip it in a second. Here you can see it. So you have to be careful while joining all this stuff together, because each wing has this nice curvature. So it will be a bit tricky to combine it all together at once. So I would rather recommend to glue each section at a moment, let's say, wait to dry, and then apply more glue to the further length of this wing. It will let you get a more durable connection between these parts, and of course it will make it easier to get the right alignment between these parts. Now I'm removing another transparent plastic bag. Here you can see it. So again, I need scissors in this case because it's a sealed plastic bag, and still it is visible that we have clear plastic frame inside, so just give me a second. Okay. And here it is. So as I said, we are going to have a clear nose section here. You saw it on the box art, and frankly speaking, I'm still not sure why it was transparent, so maybe it will be painted over, maybe it will be as a feature where you can leave half, let's say, transparent, so that it will be possible to see what is inside. But still, nose section, nose cone is a clear part. We have here canopy parts, and canopy should be assembled out of 3 parts, and middle section is separate, so actually you can try to open it, but again we'll consult with assembly manual in order to understand what is suggested here. Next we go on with 2 identical plastic frames. These ones are dedicated to machine gun parts, so let's place it like this. Here you can see it, and these machine gun parts look really cool, but I know that some professional modelers, they will replace these barrels with metal parts, and this is understandable because we have here 1/35 scale, so maybe such upgrade will be noticeable, but of course it will cost extra money, so keep it in mind. And of course, if you are okay with such detailing, it's no use to waste your money on some extra things. Next we go on with one more plastic sprue. This one is dedicated to the nose area, so as you can see, this nose section will be assembled out of 2 halves. Here we have separate doors, recessed panel lines and riveting, and everything looks really cool. If you flip it over, here inside you can notice that we have guiding elements, because these are quite big parts, so it would be strange to see them without any guiding elements, but that's something what should be easy to combine together, I hope, because otherwise you will have a funny time ahead. Okay, now I'm removing another set of plastic sprues. So first of all, here we have one sprue with tail section. So as you can see, again, we have recessed panel lines and riveting, and it is really generous here. If I zoom in, you can see it. So I still don't recommend to apply a lot of primer and paint on this, because it is easy to lose it under paint, and then you have to solve somehow how to expose it back, or maybe just to do the rescribing. Here you can see what we have inside, so just an empty space. Next we go on with another tail half. Here it is, basically the same design, but here we also have some cockpit parts, so you have to combine them together as well. Next we go on with this sprue, which is dedicated to various hatches here, and also some cockpit elements here. So this cockpit, as I said, should be quite big, and still you get here P parts for seat belts, you get decal for instrument panel, so I really recommend to play with some weathering techniques in order to get even more convincing appearance, because it is a big cockpit, let's say. 1/35 scale is not a joke. And here we have 2 identical plastic frames, so I will show you only one. Here we have landing gear system. So this aircraft has quite interesting landing gear because it can be hidden in these special gondolas. And as you can see, each main landing gear wheel will have to be glued out of 2 halves. Here we also have these special legs, and as far as I remember, you can assemble it with retracted or open landing gear, so it will be up to you which version you would like to copy. Here inside you can notice that we do not have any guiding elements here. Maybe this small tab will help you with alignment, but that's pretty much all. And the same applies to these tiny gondolas, because and even wheel, surprisingly. Okay. And next we can move on to assembly manual. So assembly manual is printed in form of typical Miniart brochure. We can zoom out a bit so that it will fit into the frame. I'll close camera a bit so you won't be blinded by white color. And here we have short list of the features. Miniart does not mention the parts count anymore because it's really big in some kits. Here we have two marking options. So first one goes from Defense of Berlin 1946, and another one is USSR Air Force November 1946, and it has stars on the nose. That's really funny. Next we continue with parts map. There is a colors chart in the bottom corner. Then we start assembling the cockpit. So as you can see, a lot of tiny pieces to be installed here inside, as well as these PE seat belts. Once again, I'll remind it. We have even some P handles, I didn't notice it, but these ones will be used for the engine controls. And here we continue with these side hatches or side slots for machine guns. Then you install instrument panel into the cockpit rear wall, pilot seat. Then you connect this, let's say, top together with floor. Here you install various separate hatches for machine guns. So as you can see, machine guns will be installed from both sides of the cockpit. Then we close it between nose section house. And here we continue with this part, which I was mentioning before. So as you can see, we have clear section, and that's really funny because you have to mask it somehow. There is not a whole clear section. You have to have this ring around, which will be in the camouflage color. So keep it in mind. And obviously there are no aftermarket masks set. There are no templates included here. So you have to do everything with your own hands. Next we have choice between retracted landing gear and closed landing gear, as I said before, but you have to slightly modify original parts, so keep it in mind. Here we continue with main landing gear wheel. I guess that's the center wheel. Then you combine together the tail sections and also install additional tail wings. Here you install main wheel between these open hatches, or if you build closed version, then you just close these parts together and it will be a bit quicker or faster assembly process. Next we continue with installation of these hatches into the place from both sides of the nose section. Here you can see this middle section, which will be actually connecting together the tail and nose. Antenna is made out of PE, by the way. And that's pretty much all. So you have to do 22 steps, install wings into the place, and that's pretty much whole assembly process. Next we continue with marking options. Here we have another one. It's Air Defense of Reich 1947, US Air Force 1947 in this orange color. Next here we have again Reich Air Defense 1946, 1947, and one more here. It's a captured in British service, so Royal Air Force 1947. So as you remember, 6 marking options in total. Okay, and here on the bottom, yeah, it's written that all marking options are sci-fi. Anyway, so this kit should be already available. As far as I know, Modelimex has it for sale already available. And of course I will be happy to hear your opinion. Write it here in the comment section below. If you like this video, don't forget to press the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel, because it will help us as well and you won't miss new videos. And I will see you in the next video review as usual. Thank you for joining me today, and bye.